Hi, Rob. It's so good to have you here on this Zoom meeting and also talking to the audiences in Singapore who have watched the play or may be going to watch the play. I mean, they're just so excited to get more insight into your dad's life and also yours. So really, it's a pleasure having you here.
Well, thank you so much. It's special for me because I love Singapore. I've spent a lot of time in Singapore in my life.
Tuesdays with Morrie was particularly significant for us because theaters had been closed for 6 to 7 months. And coming back to the theater and just in human contact, we'd all been in lockdown. We couldn't see anyone. So I guess it was extra special for us that this play talked about humanity, and here we were lacking just that. So do you think that, during this time of COVID, I suppose, how significant is the novel and the play now?
Well, I mean, obviously, since it's so close to my heart, I think it's extremely significant. I don't think that anybody can miss the message when you see it. I mean, obviously, my father was extremely concerned with people and human relationships, and one of his major messages, I don't think anybody can miss it, is at the end of your life, the size of your bank account doesn't matter. And the fact is, none of us like to think about it, but that day is going to arrive for all of us. That's life.
Yeah.
That's inevitable. So, how to live your life so that you feel that you have no regrets and that you've made the deepest connections with people that you can. That's the kind of message that he wanted to get across. And I think it's extremely relevant in this time of pandemic.
Mm. And what do you think you and your dad would talk about and reflect upon during this kind of uncertainty, I suppose?
Well, I mean, of course, my father would be really concerned with people, whether they're ill, whether they're not taking care of themselves, that sort of thing. I mean, he was really sensitive and concerned with people in general, not just people in his life. Of course, he's very concerned about his family, but in general, that people were doing well. He did a lot of work for social justice, for people, who didn't have as much in their life as other people. And I think that he would have tried to help people in this time. I can give you one example actually. In the early 70s and early mid 70s, I guess, the whole idea of therapy, psychotherapy, was not something that was popular in the US. I mean, now we just sort of take it for granted, at least in the United States. But at that time, it was just sort of coming into the public consciousness, and psychiatrists were very expensive. So my father opened with some colleagues a low cost therapy center in Boston. I grew up in Boston, and basically it was a sliding scale from how much you could pay. So if you could pay nothing, you could get free psychotherapy there. So that's the kind of thing he was concerned with helping people. The money wasn't important. It was basically getting help to people who need help. And I'm sure that would be his focus when there's a pandemic on and people are getting sick. He wasn't a medical doctor, so he wouldn't have been able to help people in that way, but he would have tried to figure out a way to help people.
Yes, yes. And I suppose now, uh, not say more than ever, but now particularly important is the mental wellness,
Right.
with people, stuck indoors or not being able to have human contact or not really knowing what their job is going to be like in the next month. Now more than ever, they need that encouragement or counseling. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Completely. And I mean, that's exactly what I was getting at. I think that my father would try and help people, would try and counsel them, try and offer them therapy. If they weren't able to meet face to face, then obviously it would be like this through Zoom. But I think that therapy is perfectly effective through Zoom, because you're basically just talking one on one like we are now. So.